This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is brought to you by our exclusive multi-state cannabis operator sponsor, Curaleaf, one of the nation's top vertically integrated medical and wellness cannabis operators, with 53 local dispensaries, 15 cultivation sites, and 24 processing facilities operating in 17 states. You can learn more about Curaleaf over at curaleaf.com, with Curaleaf spelled C-U-R-A-L-E-A-F. That's curaleaf.com. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Thursday, April 16th, 2020, and you're tuned in to episode 916 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Deborah Borchardt over at Green Market Report has our top story on the day, with some fairly good news coming from up north in Canada, as marijuana giant Aphria announced its latest financial results for its third fiscal quarter ending in February, with revenues of $55.6 million Canadian on the quarter, driving an adjusted EBITDA profit of $5.7 million. Profit. Cool. The company says it ended the quarter with over $500 million in cash or cash equivalents. At the same time, though, Aphria did pull its previously stated guidance for the upcoming quarter, which was made before the coronavirus pandemic started setting in. Open up Deborah's story on this for more. As always, we have all the news we cover linked to on our website at mjtodaydaily.com. On Tuesday, Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser and the city's Department of Health announced that D.C.'s legal medical marijuana dispensaries are now allowed to deliver directly to patients, as well as to offer curbside and at-the-door pickup, where patient customers can either get their orders from their car or from just outside the dispensary, cutting down on the need to congregate indoors. The move is a temporary measure to address the realities of social distancing and is set to expire 120 days from April 14th, though that can easily be extended as needed, which it likely will have to be. You can open this one up directly if you'd like over at Mayor Bowser's website, where the full emergency order is posted. Closing out today's top stories is Kyle Yeager over at Marijuana Moments, who picked up on news out of Missouri that activists in that state are calling it a day on their effort to put an adult use legalization question on the November ballot, due to the now impossible task of collecting enough signatures of support in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Just over 160,000 valid signatures of support are needed in Missouri to land on the ballot, and the marijuana legalization activists with New Approach Missouri have just half of that collected and yet to be verified. This is one of a number of hopeful marijuana and drug reform efforts to fall by the wayside over the past few weeks, with campaigns already falling in states like Idaho, New York, and Oregon. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz out on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, Curaleaf, one of the nation's top multi-state cannabis operators with 53 local dispensaries, 15 cultivation sites, and 24 processing facilities operating in 17 states. Pop over to curaleaf.com to see a list of all of Curaleaf's shops and for how the coronavirus pandemic is affecting them. Curaleaf has been deemed an essential business in all the states it operates in, but you should still check out their state-by-state listing to see the status of your local dispensary. And while you're over there, you can read up on all the things that the folks at Curaleaf are doing to adjust to this new world of ours, including offering new early hours for older patient customers and a new reservation system that allows you to wait in your car rather than in a crowded waiting room. Again, just open up curaleaf.com, spelled C-U-R-A-L-E-A-F, for all the details around that. Big thanks to everyone at Curaleaf for the support that helps us keep our news lights running. All right, time for the Blitz. Embattled Canadian licensed marijuana company CannTrust Holdings, which threw itself into a giant pool of regulatory hot water last summer when it was found to have grown a whole lot of off-the-books cannabis that it actively hid from government inspectors, has been ordered by the Ontario Securities Commission to cease trading on public markets. CannTrust has failed to file necessary disclosures with the Commission, details of which can be found over at Green Market Report. New data sussed out by the folks over Marijuana Business Daily shows a near doubling of the number of burglary cases targeting marijuana dispensaries in the city of Denver, Colorado, over the first 4 months of this year as compared to last year. That seems like a good reminder to make sure your own security plan is in tip-top shape if you do business in legal cannabis. Activists in Montana are hoping to avoid the troubles their peers in Missouri faced, as we mentioned at the top of the show, with New Approach Montana pressing the state's Secretary of State via a newly filed lawsuit to allow for the electronic gathering of ballot measure signatures of support. The judge handling the case has scheduled a hearing on the matter to be held via telephone at the end of the month, so we'll have to check back on this then. Kyle has another story on the day with news out of Virginia of Governor Ralph Northam signing new legislation into law this week that expands patient access to his state's limited medical marijuana program. The new bills will add more designated dispensaries in Virginia while also carving out greater protections for registered patients from being persecuted by police for their choice of medicine. This is another good one to jump into fully for all the details, especially if you do any kind of business or live in Virginia. With another story of cannabis fiscal results is Deborah B. at Green Market Report, this time detailing Nevada-based cannabis company Planet 13, best known for its Las Vegas supersized superstore. As Deborah has it, the company saw $16.5 million in revenue during the fourth quarter, ending December 31st, up around 100% from the previous quarter. That rolled out to a net loss in the quarter for $2.6 million. On the year, Planet 13 booked $63.6 million in revenue for 2019 and a $6.7 million loss. During the call announcing the earnings, a company official with Planet 13 said they are now pivoting towards serving their local Las Vegas market as opposed to their previously tourist-heavy trade. Maggie Cowie over Marijuana Business Daily is a good chart of the week showing the drop in legal adult use marijuana sales in Massachusetts following the decision by Governor Charlie Baker to close down adult use cannabis dispensaries. As the numbers seem to show, it looks like the Bay State's adult use cannabis businesses are losing around $2 million a day in sales thanks to Baker's business blockade. Wrapping up today's news, we keep our sights in Massachusetts, where former Republican Governor William Weld just published an op-ed in Commonwealth magazine criticizing the state's current governor, Charlie Baker, for his closing of adult use dispensaries, as I just mentioned in the previous story. In his op-ed, former Governor Weld points out the particular need by military veteran patients for legal adult use stores, given that they are barred from becoming properly registered cannabis patients by the U.S. military. This is another good one to read in full. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Curaleaf, and to our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says, Become a Patron. Become a patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in and starting your day with Marijuana Today. Today.
One take, Shay. One take.